What's up guys, welcome back to Lazy Skater. In this video I'm going to point out 3 things that I see beginner skaters getting wrong all the time. So if you're a beginner skater, I hope that these tips help you out, and if you're just looking to start skating maybe, hopefully these tips will point you in the right direction as well. I just want to start by quickly saying thank you so much for 100 subs. I know it's only a small milestone, but this channel is growing and it's really cool to see. So thank you all for subscribing. And if you do like this content, hit that thumbs up and hit subscribe as well. I'd really appreciate that. So let's get into the first tip. I've got my board here just as a demonstration. The first thing that I see people getting wrong all the time is starting on the wrong size deck. So down at my local park, I've seen so many beginners trying to start on a 7.5 or a 7.75 deck. That's the width of the deck, and it's going to be really difficult to learn on something that's that thin. I actually skate an 8.5 at the moment, which I won't go into now, but this is a little bit too wide. But something between 8 and 8.5 is definitely where you want to be starting. This is going to give you a nice wide surface to learn on, and it's not going to be too tricky to learn on either. So a slightly wider deck to start off with is going to be good, and then when you start doing your flip tricks and all that kind of technical stuff, that's when you can move back down a little bit and have that advantage of a lighter board. But yeah, when you're just starting out, you really do want something a little bit wider. It's going to give you a bit more stability and it's going to be a lot easier to learn on. So the second thing that I always see beginner skaters doing, and this is probably one of the worst things that you can do, is using something like this to skate in. So this is a running shoe, an everyday running shoe, or if you're just using an everyday trainer, it's going to really suck for skating. The reasons being the soles are usually not flat, which is what you want on a skate shoe. You want a nice flat sole that's going to be grippy. This has got all sorts of contours, so you're not going to get as much friction on the board. Secondly, they're not designed to support your feet in any way whatsoever like skate shoes are, so you're much more likely to get injured wearing a pair of these kind of shoes to skate in. And thirdly as well, you're just going to absolutely ruin them because these aren't reinforced in the right areas. Obviously in this example, these are designed for running. There is some comfort in the heel with the gel bit, which you do see in some skate shoes, especially from like the late 90s and early noughties. But around this area, there's no kind of protection from the constant rubbing against the grip tape, so they're gonna get absolutely ruined as well. So even if it's just a cheap pair of skate shoes in the UK, say from like Sports Direct or something like that, it's best to just get those and learn with those. It'll be a lot easier to learn tricks and stuff with those as well. It's very difficult to skate in shoes like this. Okay, my third tip is a big one, and I think it's seeing beginners give up too easily. I think that's a real shame for me. I see people come a couple of times skating, they realize it's a bit harder than it looks when the pros are doing it, because the pros make it look so easy to skate, and they just give up, which is what I really don't like to see. It is frustrating at first, but you've got to push yourself that little bit to try and learn the beginner tricks, and then you can start moving up the chain. Maybe try and get involved with some other skate groups that are skating so that you've got other people persuading you to go as well, and that you've got people to go with. But yeah, don't give up too easily. Skating is hard even for people that are good at skating. Learning new tricks is really difficult. I find learning new tricks very difficult. So that kind of mindset really needs to change if you want to be good at skateboarding. You've got to push through those really rough periods of not learning much and not progressing very much, and just keep skating and keep going, and eventually you will get better and better on a skateboard. Okay, bonus tip, I'm going to throw in a fourth one for you as well. One thing I see which really annoys me down at my local park is people just not looking after their boards at all. This is your equipment, and if you're doing any sport, you need to look after your equipment. It's particularly true in skateboarding. I see people with mud all over their grip tape, which is going to really reduce the amount of grip that the board gives you, and that's a bad thing because all the sort of rough areas are going to get clogged up with mud. Bearings will break if you don't keep them clean, so just try and keep your board sort of clean and tidy, and it will last you a lot longer and cost you less money. So maybe put some lubrication in your bearings now and again, make sure there's no dirt or anything around there. And yeah, just try and keep the grip tape as clean as possible. If you're getting a lot of dust on your board, you can actually just slap your board to get most of the dust off it. Or if you've got an old towel, you can whip an old towel against your grip tape, and that gets rid of a lot of dust as well. So they're my 4 tips, guys. I really hope these help you if you're just looking to get into skating, or if you've just started skating. I really do think that those are great tips. So yeah, just to go over those quickly and summarize, get a decent sized board if you're just looking to start out. Anywhere between 8 and 8.5 is a great width for starting out with. Make sure you wear decent skate shoes. That's a massive thing for me. I think you can risk injury and you can do your shoes a lot of damage as well, so get some shoes that are actually designed for skateboarding. Number 3 is don't give up. I mean, skateboarding is difficult, but push through and you will eventually progress. And yeah, my fourth and final bonus little tip is just try and look after your board as well, because it's really essential that it's in the best condition that it can be to help you become better at skating. So if you got this far, thank you very much for watching. I'll be back with more content soon, so don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up as well. Keep skating, guys, and I'll be back with more content soon. Peace!